Okay, so today we're going to be looking at volume of prisms. So let's take a look at questions 34 through 37. Okay, now one interesting part is that the homework yesterday, if you guys noticed, you guys basically had to have I gave you guys a figure yesterday of prisms when you guys were counting cubes. And if you guys notice, it was the base. You guys had a base. Sometimes it was a rectangle. Most of the time it was a rectangle. You guys had the base. I'm going to use B for base, right? It was a rectangle. And then you multiplied it by the height. In reality, that's what you guys did because you guys were going base plus base plus base plus base plus base, right? So we shortened it as base times height. And that is actually the formula for the volume of a prism. Now, prism, what a prism is the top and bottom are rectangles. I mean, our bases. The base could be rectangles, triangles, pentagons, could be anything. And the sides are rectangles. So we're dealing with prisms and the volume of this is going to be area of the base times the height. So let's take a look. On number 34, the base is a rectangle. Let me highlight my rectangle. It's an 11 by 11 rectangle, right? A squared is a rectangle. So the way I'm going to get the base, I'm just going to go 11 times 11. Okay, so I know that's how I do the area of a rectangle. 11 times 11 will be the base. Whatever I get here, I'm going to multiply this by the height. The height is a number that has nothing to do with my base. In this case, 10. I'm just going to multiply that out. 11 times 11 times 10. And my result is 1,210. If I had cubes here, if I had this in cubes, 11 by 11 base, and I had the base 10 times, and you guys counted them, it would be 1,210. Let's take a look at question number 35. 35 in my case is up here. Remember, I'm going to go area of the base times the height. The base in this case, I see it's a pentagon, right? 5 sides. Let me highlight it. And I remember when I deal with pentagons, in this case, I know each measurement outside is 12, and I got that from here. And I know in pentagons, I told you guys, look for a triangle. Now, that triangle, if I was just looking at that triangle, I know I will go 12 times 8.3 divided by 2. Right, that is that one triangle, 12 times 8.3 divided by 2. But because it's a pentagon, right, it has 5 sides, my result, let me multiply this by 5. Let me say that all of this, I'm going to type it on my calculator. All of this is my area of the base. Whatever I get here, I'm going to multiply this by 12. That's the height. So I'm going to go area of the base times the height. All right, let me type all of that in. So I'm going to go 12 times 8.3 divided by 2 times 5 times 12. My result, I get 2,988. Now, some cases, our answers are going to be decimals. Make sure you round it to the nearest tenth, right? Tenth sounds like a 10, like a 1 with 1 0. So nearest tenth means 1 decimal place. Let's take a look at question number 36. The base in this case is a triangle. You guys can see it here. Let me emphasize, volume is the area of the base times the height. So the base is a triangle. I was looking at that triangle, I will have to go 4.3 times 11 divided by 2. Right, that's the area of that triangle. And whatever I get, I'm going to multiply this by 5. Remember, the height is a number that has nothing to do with the triangle. Don't think you have to use every number given. For triangle, you just have to use the two numbers that make the 90-degree angle. And then the height is the number has nothing to do with your triangle. So let's see, 4.3 times 11 divided by 2 times 5. My answer here, I get 118.25. But I said 1 decimal place. My second decimal place is big enough. Big enough is 5 or more. So that one pushes the previous number up. My answer will be 118.3. Okay, now let's take a look at question number 37. That's where I'm going to stop today. Looking at number 37. The base is a hexagon. Let me highlight it. Right, hexagon means 6 sides. In here, I'm looking for a triangle, and I know each measurement outside is 9. I got that from here. If I was just looking at that little triangle, I'm going to go 9 times 7.8 divided by 2. But in this case, let me multiply that triangle times 6 because my polygon has 6 sides. All of that is the area of the base. The height is 6, right? You guys can see that here. Let me call h for height. So let me multiply all this out. 9 times 7.8 divided by 2 times 6 times 6. And I get 1,263.6. Not bad. There you go. Let me zoom out.